Hello everybody, I'd like to share with you today how I'm building the box for my solar heater. And you can see here that I got some boards set up on my pane of glass and they run the full length. And I'm just going to show you some measurements here. So I intend to have the board slightly longer than the end of the glass to accommodate the air chamber. This is about 8 inches here and 5 inches wide. And there's going to be a plank that runs from this side to that side to close in the glass part, which I'll show you next. Okay, so here's one of my dividers, and what I'm trying to do is, you see these squares on here, and how I came about this was I put a pop can here and then drew lines where the edges of the pop can were, so I could get a basic idea of how big the squares were. And then I taped a bunch of pop cans together just to see how it would fit, and I can show you that just one second. So you can see here I taped all of the rows that I needed, 10 rows of pop cans together, so that I could get an idea if it fits, how well it fits on my center plank. And you can sort of see that the boxes kind of line up there. And then I'll show you how I figured out where the center of the circle of the can is. Just one second. So as I said before, I measured the can and got some rough outlines of where the can would end. And then I'd use my square to fill in the box like this way, and this way, so I could get a perfect box this way. And then you go on an angle from corner to corner like this and draw your line, and then like this from this corner to that corner, and then you get a basic center. I did that at both ends of the plank, and then I drew a line from this center all the way down to the other center. That would give me my basic middle, and then carried this line all the way across and this line all the way across. And as you can see, I ended up with boxes for each can, and then it gives me the center of every can. And you can see this little hole here is, I drilled a pilot hole so that my hole saw would sit exactly where I want it. And I'll show you the hole saw kit I got. This is a hole saw kit I picked up. It was $15 on sale. It's just a cheapie, and that's all I need to do the job. And this is the whole piece that I picked. As you can see, it'll fit right over this nib, so that when it sits in the hole, it doesn't move. And it actually looks like the right size for the other end as well. So I'll go on and I'll show you how I've cut the hole out. Okay, so I did two, and I'm just testing it out to see how well I've measured, see if it actually works. You can see that I got a hole right here, one in the bottom of each of these two holes here, and this one, because I have to have two ends, one for this side of the can, like this, the row, and the other side. I need two of these, so I screwed them together so when the hole saw goes through, it makes a template of the next one equally the same, so they line up. If I put two cans on, they fit perfectly. As you can see, there's like no airspace between them at all, so it's very tight, but it works. And if you try this side, like same result. So it looks like it's working. And this hole right here is the screw hole. Actually, I forgot to tell you. I just took the screw out so that I could cut the back side of this board with the hole saw, because my wood is thicker than the hole saw's depth, so I had to come from the other side and do my cutout. And I'll show you the rest of this when I'm done. Okay, my first divider is done, and I've had really good results. And I'll just show you how the pop cans fit in there really nicely. Yeah. And you can see everything lines up. Lucky the first try. And I think I'll just show you how I did it. Okay, so I recommend using the drill press and not just a hand drill, because it's much easier to control and you get your holes a little better. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of how I drilled the hole, and it might get noisy. So I'm just lining up on the pilot hole that I had made before. And then you just want to go gently in and out a little bit so you clear the sawdust. Want to go too fast, because this will bind up on you. Okay, so once you get your cup down as far as it'll go without coming through the other side, turn your material over and get lined up again, and then just very gently start to cut again until you poke through the other side. And there you can hear that it poked through, and there's your center. And that just wiggles off. And then you can see a hole that we just need to clean up some of this leftovers in here. Okay, so I've jumped ahead now a little bit, and this is the cans inserted into the box, and they're glued with silicone on the ends, both ends, to try and get a nice airtight fit. And then you can see that I have a hole here for my intake, and I salvaged some metal fans that seem to work really well. I'm going to try them out, and I've got one on this end, and then I hope to put one at the other end for the out. And I also, in the bottom, have put some basic insulation under the cans to keep the heat from going out the back. And then I painted it black as well, and then the insides of the boards, just to try and keep more heat inside. Okay, and then my next step will be to put the glass on and then cover up the ends. And then I hope to have some sun today to do a little test. Okay, so I finished putting the whole thing together basically, and I just wanted to give you a close-up of this fan so you could see what the name was. And it's just a basic household fan. It says 22 watts, 105 CFM. Okay, you can hear it running inside the box there. And I'll just show you a view of the whole thing. That is the completed glass and everything. And show you the end here. That's my heat out, and you can see it's blowing pretty good. Should be enough to get the job done. Thank you.